What is the difference between watercolor and gouache? Let's find out. Two really popular choices of paints are watercolor and gouache, but what's the difference? They both are water-based paint, which means that they use water instead of oil to carry the pigments and binders. They both come out of similar tubes, except watercolor paints are often put in pans like you see here. Gouache are left in their tubes. The main difference between these two is that gouache is not as transparent as watercolor. Or using other terminology, gouache is more opaque than watercolor. So for example, if you don't want to see any of the paper beneath the paint, with watercolor you have to build up a lot more layers. But with gouache, you can pretty much cover up the paper with just one stroke of paint, depending of course on how thick of paint you get on your paintbrush. Another main difference is how the white works with these two different types of paints. I have loads of other real tutorials of how to create white with watercolor, but gouache is a lot more like acrylic or oil where you actually can just apply white straight to the paint. Can you see the difference between the two paints?